Hello and welcome back to the playground. Today we're back in the shop. We're going to be working on getting a set of airbags installed on our 2006 F-250. As you can see, I've already removed a few of the deck boards. I think it'll make filming this process a little bit easier. So with that, let's get started. Alright, so what we got here is a set of the Torque heavy air spring kits. It is a part number TR2400. This kit is specific for 2005, 2006, and 2007 F-Series trucks. These are the pieces, components for it right here. There is some pre-assembly required, so we will go ahead and get started on the pre-assembly. I have already read through the directions. Before I bought these, I read the reviews, and it sounded like a lot of people were having problems with understanding the instructions. I read through them. I'm pretty well mechanically inclined, so I understand what they're saying. I don't think we're going to have any issues with this, so let's get started on the pre-assembly. Okay, so what I think we're going to do is we're going to build one side on camera. I think the video would be way too long if I do both sides and install both sides. So what I'm going to do is build the parts we need for one side on camera. I'll build the rest of it off camera, and then we'll install one side on camera. And if there's anything that might be different on the other side, we'll come back to that in the video and I'll add those differences. This is called a jounce stop bracket. These are side specific. It doesn't tell me which side is which though. So basically I'm going to build this one, and if it's not the right one, then I'm going to get the other one out and we'll get the other side done. So these bolts go in here. The picture is showing us putting these in the center two sets of holes. So we're going to go ahead and do this. These are lock nuts here, by the way. And I will be putting together with my little impact here, and I will go back after we're done and make sure everything is tight. 9/16. So pretty simple, not metric or anything like that, make things complicated. All right, that's that. Now the top bracket also has a spacer that's required, but I can't put that in yet because that needs to get bolted through the frame. So we'll do that when we get underneath there. Basically, so we've got these spacers here. Depending upon how high the jounce stop is off the axle, we might need to add these spacers as well, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So that basically is it for the pre-assembly. It's just putting that one bracket in there. So we're going to get underneath here, and I'll show you what the jounce is if you're not aware of what that is, and we'll get this bracket on and the top bracket on. Okay, so I did get underneath the truck, and I went to just to make sure this is going to fit and see what we're going to need for this. We are going to need the small spacers for this application, so I'm going to go ahead and get those installed here quick. I did already go back and tighten up these other bolts here, like I said I was going to do. We'll go ahead and get this bracket installed on here, and then I will take you underneath and we'll show what we got going on down there. All right, that's that. So the threads on these U-bolts are they're boogered up or something on both of them. I wasn't able to get the nuts started, so I'm just chasing them with a tap to clean the threads up. Hopefully that'll solve any issues we have. Let's see here. Yep, better already. At least it starts now. All right. One more issue that I've noticed going through the parts here. It appears that they sent me 4 extra 3/4 1/2 inch washers, but they only sent me 2 3/4 nuts. So I need 2 nuts for those 2 bolts there, and I also need nuts for the top of the airbags. So I'm going to have to go dig through my extra parts drawer over there, see if I've got one, or 2 rather. Otherwise, that might be a trip to the store. So a little disappointed about that. So overall, so far, it's been decent, other than the bolts, the U-bolts being boogered up and those 2 nuts missing. So, all right. All right, so we got the bracket down here installed. You can see right here. Try to see, get you to look at it here. That's where we put that spacer bracket on. And then this is the jounce stop right here. This cast piece down here. This thing right here. I'm shining my flashlight. And then that's the jounce bumper up there. That needs to be removed. That's going to be the next thing we do. So right now, I need to actually take this back off of here quick, because I need to put that bag on there, because there's a bolt that goes above this bracket right here that secures the airbag. So that needs to be put on first. I'm glad I noticed that. Okay, we'll take this back off here then and get that the bounce jounce stop off of there, and we'll get that airbag in there. We'll get that top bracket onto right away, I guess, then. So. And then the U-bolt goes right down here, kind of goes around the frame. Let me see. I'll put it in place real quick, and I'll show you what we got there before we go back up. But I'm not going to install it. I'm just going to show you where it goes. Okay, so that's where that U-bolt goes on. And then right there, it just goes around the spring pack and comes back and just goes to the bottom of that bracket. All right, let's get this back off here then, and we'll get that jounce off there. And we'll get the airbag on there and get that top bracket on. All right, so we got that top bracket on the frame. There was a 1/2-inch space that went underneath it, and then there's a bolt that goes through the middle there. That is where the old jouncy stop bumper thing was in there. So you use that existing hole. This is a no drill kit. There was a hole in the top also for that 3/4 bolt. So I have not had to drill any holes yet. And I wanted to see just how hard it was going to be to get that in there. And it slid right in, piece of cake. So that's why it's already in there. You didn't miss nothing. It went right on real easy. So I'm going to go ahead and get that U-bolt on the bottom then. And then this side will be pretty much complete except for the nut for the airbag, which, like I said, I need to go find. I haven't had a chance to look yet. And then we got to run the air lines to the back for air the bags up. So far, so good. I'm going to go ahead and get that bottom U-bolt on and try to find a nut for that, and then we'll continue. All right, so here we are. As you can see, I've got the bed back on already because I forgot to bring everybody back and show you that it's in here. So not the best view, but we got the heat shield on it for the exhaust. The air line's on here. The bag is installed. The brackets are installed on the bottom. So all in all, I think it was a pretty easy install. I think the driver's side is going to definitely be more complicated because we've got everything in a frame up here on this side, so we're going to have to work around all that. But even that shouldn't be, you can't see nothing. See all that stuff in the frame up here, so we got to work around that. But even that, I don't think it'll be too difficult. We're going to take off the deck boards to get on top of here, so that'll make things a lot easier to get to. So that's where we're at right now. All right, so here's a look at the other side. It's in. Everything's installed. It went pretty easy. I did have to muster the lines up on top, but I expected that. It wasn't terrible. So there it is. I'll also get underneath here and show you our picture. This is the brake, e-brake cable. It's kind of just gets in the way here, but it's all right. So yeah, there it is. All things considered, not really a bad install. It didn't take me too long, probably a couple hours. So yeah, worth doing. And I gotta get underneath it and tighten that bolt in the bottom of the airbag yet. So when I get done there to do that, I'll give you the angle from the bottom. I gotta get the air line on here and then get the hose ran to the back. And then I'll show you what I've done to terminate the airlines where the Schrader valves go. So just an update. All right, here's where I terminated the Schrader valves for the airlines, just above the license plate lights on both sides. So I did keep them separate, that way if you do have a problem with one airbag, I guess I don't know, still hold it, but I could have tied them together, but I think this is probably easier. The Schrader valves came with the kit, so that's done. Now I'll get underneath here and tighten that bolt up and show you the underside, and we'll be done. All right, here we go from the bottom. Everything's in place, tightened up. This project is done. Look from the side here, looking up. So there you have it, folks. That is going to wrap this one up. Well, like I said, that's going to wrap this one up. If you guys are enjoying the content, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Enjoy yourselves. And as always, don't forget to be good to one another. We'll see you next time.